Hey everybody, we're back for our fourth live stream.
Yeah, and we're shocked.
Quite.
The big FAQ is a big, starts with the same letter, but then AQ to certain armies.
Oh yeah, it is pretty big. Yeah. Oh wait.
Oh, that famous 32 though. They're crying in the corner.
Yeah. You got some good regen nerfing going on now.
Yep.
Yeah, it changes a lot, doesn't it?
It does. But yeah, then we'll go into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
First off, welcome back. We're going to talk about a few things today. First off, event feedback. We just had the RTT and it was pretty epic. We had in total over 130 players, which was pretty good.
Yeah, we got 50 fences. In the end, though, the real numbers were like 49.
Yeah,
49 for fantasy,
49, 48 for us,
40k,
and 30 for X1. So 126.
Yeah, X1 was 28 in the end.
Yeah, so 124.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
So and that for an RTT, one day. I know we've seen, the tickets for the GT going very fast, which is amazing. And then
tickets for other events that we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Yes, indeed. And we also got some big plans for 2019.
Just the two of us.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. It's actually just the two of us for tonight. Usually we were 3 or 4, but now with the 2. Actually, let me just quickly see. Is there anyone at the moment? Do we have some time to share some links in some WhatsApp groups? Maybe.
I think I will.
I think we can. Huh?
Do that.
You do that. Okay.
I'll get on that tab.
In the meantime, I'm looking up the event feedback. Yes. So I'm trying to get the graphs up because we've posted them to all of you. I think. Last week we got all the information together, and let me just quickly see because I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Survey reviews, September 2018, overall. So if you look at the overall score, what we like to do is get all the scores together just to make sure that we got an overall score for all events together, just an overall feeling of the day, and then event specific. So if we look at the results of the overall event, we got overall. You guys scored us a 4.4 out of 5, which is good. Which we're very happy with, of course. It's good to know that if we set a standard, at least we keep it or improve on it. The feedback we got from you, you must have seen like the walls of text with all the the positive feedback we've got is amazing, and the core reason why we do this.
Yep.
So let's see, we got overall out of 124 players then we've got 52 responses on the survey, which is a little under half. It's a little good. It's a little lower than last time because I think last time out of 100 and
I think we had about 60%.
Yeah, it was, but we had 175 players. Yeah. So we got around 80 responses, I believe. So I think actually this is it's pretty good. So overall, the overall event score is 4.4 out of 5. Then we've got the gaming table score is a 4.4 out of 5, which I believe went up compared to last time. I know there was some feedback last time from the X-Wing players to remove the white cloths from under the table so they don't have the creases in the X-Wing mats, etc. Now of course we increased the amount of terrain for 40k, we increased the amount of terrain for fantasy, so we've on all levels we increased and themed it more, as we mentioned before. So the food at the event was a 4.3, which I think went down like by 1/10.
1/10.
So it went from 4.4 to 4.3.
I guess someone didn't like the fries or something. I don't know.
Could be. But I mean, the feedback in there is legitimate. It's what we try to do. And we'll go in that a little bit later, perhaps. Oh, actually, I can just do it now.
We can go in.
The food at the event, the response we got were still, the quality of the food is good, but the issue is with the logistics. So what we did this time around on September 8th is that we've made the lunch vouchers for all gaming systems. So you got the yellow ones for the specialist games, you got the green ones for the fantasy games, and the red ones for 40k games. Yeah. And we had our lovely assistants actually at the door of the restaurant just taking in the voucher. So we're sure that no players from different gaming systems go in to have lunch earlier. That works. However, we also discussed this with the venue afterwards. The problem was we had the 40k shift first, then we had after 15 minutes we had the X-wing shift, and then after 15 minutes we had the fantasy shift.
Yeah.
And what we noticed that, well, what the rest of the guys in the behind the buffet noticed is that when the second or third wave were coming in, then the first wave was going for the second time. So you got like a peak,
which is okay.
Which is,
I mean, we understand. You want to eat as much as you can. I mean, the food was pretty. I mean, that there was a lot of food,
it's all in the end.
You're gamers, so like us,
it's hard work. We know.
I mean, we were just watching one of the live streams from Mr. Herbert, Mikey, discussing the FAQ, and we're sitting on the couch here. Our pizza is going like, that's pretty good.
It was, but
still not as good as the lunch.
Yeah, it was.
Salt.
Yeah. I mean, it took us an hour to dust everything off, Mike. It's
that was horrible.
It's not even funny anymore.
I think my blood pressure rose at least 100 points. At least. Yeah.
So for the buffet, I actually had a talk with the venue last Wednesday. I had a call with them to improve on this point and what they're taking into account is a couple of things. So in the April event, we had the buffet in the T shape. Which went well because you got like a how do you say a symmetric setup, which means gamers can start from two sides.
Twice the people.
Yeah, exactly. So you can approach from two sides. As all the wargamers know, a pincer move is usually a good one. Especially from.
So Mikey, even though I know you're trying to watch your figure, you might want to eat a little bit less before you come, so you can enjoy everything. Just it's friendly heads up.
It's gonna be the drinking too.
Yeah. Oh man, all that beer.
But So, and on the other hand, of course, they had the diversity is pretty big on the buffet. They had like 3 kinds of pasta salad, all kinds of bread, different toppings, and warm food, snacks, and everything. So what we mentioned is actually that we could decrease the diversity and just copy the things that are
really popular.
Which I think would be. Yeah, quite a logical approach. So what we're going to try to do is going to get like double the amount of snacks and more food, meat, and this kind of things instead of the 3 different kinds of pasta salad. Well, I mean, I prefer. It's nice, but it's if you look at the overall popularity, you see the snacks are very popular. So we're going to do that. What else? We discussed a lot.
Well, let's stick to the main points. Overall, I think. We're happy. What?
Mike's worried about his blood pressure. You just did this whole video like that. You did it yourself, man.
Come on.
You're working up your own blood pressure. It's not the food. It's the FAQs that are released.
I mean, it's to get into that. We're gonna discuss the FAQs, especially. There's been a couple of changes that might mean changes to our rules pack. We'll discuss them in a bit. I think important overall for the last event, which you all saw the pictures. We're going to have a nice movie to cap off the event coming out soon. I think an important thing to mention maybe is that we had 3 different gaming systems, and the scores between them were, at least for the general parts, quite similar. But especially when you look at the system-specific items, like for example rules packs. Specific types of judging and things like that. There you will have some differences. We had some somewhat lower scores for our X-Wing and the 9th Age rule packs, for example. Both of which were just a little bit later than initially explained to our participants. So we understand that that score will take a little bit of a hit, which is okay.
In the end. The scores taking a hit is fine. It's just good for us to understand where we maybe either drop the ball or otherwise could improve even more. We saw the key things. We saw the scores going up, which is good. But it just highlights to us what will be our next focus points, because we can't focus on everything at once, even though we'd love to. But this just gives us help. Gives us good help in shifting priority to the right thing. So. If we look at because I made an event comparison also compared to last time. If you look at the 40K events, and then we're looking at 3 events. We've got the first GT last year, November 2017, and we've got the Heroes and Heretics event, the 2 versus 2 in April, and we've got this one from September 8th. If I look at the performance, then we got the core the similar core questions in there, which I think capture the best of the essence. So. The biggest thing here is that if you look at the question, how likely would you recommend Alliance Open events to friends and relatives? It's always 5 out of 5, like straight up. So that's That's really good, and we're very happy with that. That everybody at least feels that they can share information about our events and get more people in, because bring more gamers together is always great.
Yeah.
For the food, we did see an increase in 40K, so we see the scores going up, which we can link to part of the logistics, but we see it going down on fantasy, for example. So that's that how do you say, clarifies or makes us understand the shift that 40K had enough to choose from, and then the fantasy did not. Yeah. So
40K players, please don't seize the initiative.
Yeah.
I know you like to roll them sixes. Yeah. I believe Mikey even. I think he made a movie about. Yeah, I'm back from no retreat, and I think how many shots did you take, Mikey? I think he rolled like double six on camera with 2 dice, with like the Hellstrom gaming dice and the no retreat dice. I mean, we know you all love your sixes and your logos and stuff like that. We get it. We do.
Oh, we got Aslak in the chat as well. Hey, man.
Yo, what's up, guys? Right?
Yeah.
I just saw Dean jumping in, Korak from Amsterdam joining in.
Oh, yours is quicker, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, good that you're here. Yeah. So let's see. We stayed stable on the scores for the venue to the event. Well, we increased slightly, 4.4 to 4.5. Tables and terrain during the event was also stayed at 4.5. Then for the rules pack, we went from 4.2 to 3.9. That was what CJ was just talking about. That we made a change just shortly before. We dropped the double detachment one. We had to make an adjustment on the day for the which Maelstrom cards to drop, etc. So we take that into account and we put that in the next rules pack. So we're sure that this was a test. And
I think it also it was mainly also because we released both the RTT rules pack and the Grand Tournament rules pack on the same day.
Yes.
With all the international attention we got for the GT, we couldn't wait any longer in regards to releasing it.
That's right.
Yeah. So my bad. Sorry, guys. We're already working on it. The FAQ we updated the rules pack this week, and we're going to discuss the changes today. But it's going to change all over again, so we might as well do it real time now. I think before we get into that, a big shout out to all you people that were here at the start of the year at our doubles tournament. We had 114 players on the day.
Yes. For 40K alone.
Just 40K doubles. Yeah. We know you liked it. It's back. February 2nd. Yeah, 2nd. The 2nd of the 2nd. Yeah. It's like doubles on a double date, in the double month. It's, oh man.
We're going to have a 2-on-2 in the 2-on-2 tournament. So it's going to be 02, 02, 019.
019.
So you're here first. Tickets going to go online very soon.
Yeah. So make sure you keep an eye out on the website. In regards to that as well, all the trainers in stock for now, so get it fast.
The Alliance Armoury.
Yeah, it will run out quite quickly yet again.
Yeah, so we've got sets. We've got the Elder sets, or the Elven Architecture sets.
Yeah, sorry.
We've got the
Elvish Architecture.
We've got the Ecronian Craftsmanship sets back up. We've got
for all you robot lovers.
Yeah, I know there's a couple out there.
Yeah, they're few and far between, but that will work itself out.
And we've got the industrial sets as well. So we've got the Spylos up, we've got the billboards up, and there's more on the way. Actually.
Yeah, we got some new container designs coming out soon as well. They'll be available for purchase at the Grand Tournament, and most likely for pre-order for the event as well. Yeah. So keep an eye out for those things. We all love a little bit of more Alliance Sabak and Train, especially since we saw the FAQ today. Shooting armies, I'm going to be frank, didn't really take a lot of punishments. Unlike other...
You mean assault armies?
Those assault armies that now have to spend 2 turns
getting there.
Because like most of you guys probably already know, most important change for a lot of armies out there, all the pre-game moves, like infiltrate, our Alpha Legion cultist guy over here is crying.
Sucks.
But he's still not crying as hard as the guy in the chat with all his infiltrating shit.
It's the one thing we've got.
Yeah.
It's the one thing we've got.
Yeah, now you don't have it anymore though. That's okay. Looking sexy there, thank you. Yeah. I got my fans, man. Where's your groupie at?
I don't know. I don't see. Any, I'm focused on delivering results here.
Yeah, I'm just here to look good. I know, that's right.
So, okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to go into like the event feedback of the 9th Asian X-Wing, or do you want to stay on 40K?
No, I think for now, to be fair, guys, you all saw all the beautiful graphs this guy made. I think the main point is that, yeah, there were some little hiccups down the line, but most people were just super stoked about the event.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I just saw Gerard joining. I saw Medro. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, Roman.
Hey, Sunbury man. Scam moves still a thing. Well, they still there's a lot of infiltrate moves changed to a pre-game move, like almost similar like the scout move. But things like pure infiltration, like more than 9 inches basically out of your own deployment zone, most of that got changed. Either taken away completely or changed that it's at the end of the movement phase. So basically it's at the end of your own turn now. So a lot of those things got taken away. And basically the main thing is you can't deep strike turn 1, period. So no dropping in your own deployment zone. It's like if you're not on the table, you're not there until the second turn.
So I mean, you're either going to be alpha struck, or you drop it in turn 2. Because I mean, I see a lot of people also, for example, playing against knights, and then if you got your Ravager group, just dropping in turn 1 because you don't want to get that.
Yeah, you don't want to get shot off the table turn 1 before doing anything.
You could do the same for obliterators. You could do the same for you name it. But now you have to wait another turn.
Yeah, which does mean that like badass striking is even more difficult now. Because basically your opponent gets 2 turns before you put in your firepower.
Hold on.
Oh.
We got a 2 CP stratagem, which can give everyone +1 cover save.
It's pretty nice. You know what's the best thing about that stratagem? Doesn't work on knights.
Can you just like take the stratagem and then also put it like I don't know, like take cover kind of?
No, it actually says in the stratagem it doesn't stack with any other benefits of cover. If you're already in cover, you're not gonna get super cover. Or whatever that's going to be called.
Okay. Well, he's just digging deeper.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dig a super dig foxhole.
Okay. When is this submission? This submission is 3 weeks before the event. It's already up. The dates have been updated in the rules pack. It's one of the things we want to discuss. I think we can go into that right now.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, on the feedback, I think we're.
So I think an important thing, Mark, is that also welcome. The list checking is going to take place in the following order. So you have to hand in your list 3 weeks in advance. We then take a couple of days to put all the lists together in the document. Then you check it. You get allocated a list. We will try to put people on lists that are similar
to what they play
in keyword to what you play.
Because that was also part of the feedback from the list checking system that we tried for the first time. Is that a lot of people say, I don't have the codex. Yes, we can imagine. We also say like you probably have someone someone that might have a codex, but still. So to accommodate that, what we'll try to do is actually send you lists. Send the players. For example, me, I would send in my Death Guard list, and I would get a Death Guard list in return to check. So we're sure you got the codex. And
we'll do that for everyone as much as possible. And if it doesn't work out, maybe 1 or 2 guys will have to check something they don't play themselves. But we'll make sure to do that as properly as we can. Correct mentions another big thing, and that's the fly keyword not working in all the phases except the movement phase. So no moving over stuff in the psychic phase. No charging over all those lovely screens. It just got a heck of a lot better.
So you got fly only in the movement phase.
Only it doesn't work in any phase except the movement phase.
Yes, exactly.
I always like to. I'm an Xenos player, man. I like to turn around and. But it's one of the big changes. It also means we're building up to train for the Grand Tournament as we speak, and the changes in the FAQ are only strengthening our belief that we need a lot of line of sight blocking terrain to prevent that super powerful alpha strike that is even more powerful now, as most close combat armies will want to deploy on the table now to make sure you do something turn 2. So that's going to be even more of a deal. So we're working on that to facilitate that change that's already coming. The list checking, it changed 1 week in regards to the original rule spec. So it's 1 week sooner. So make sure to get them in on time. Another big thing is if you don't check the lists that we allocate to you, that will cost you points. So you get 10 points for handing in the list on time in the correct format and everything. And then you get another 10 points if you check the list that you've been allocated. That means that once you check it, you put a comment in the document. I checked this list with your name on it. If we find an error afterwards, we'll check the top ranking players after day 1. Then you will be penalized those points you got already. So make sure you do your work properly to prevent any major, well, choose my language, fuck-ups on day 2, which would completely alter the game. Which if your tournament turns out like, oh, the guy that's top 2 has a completely illegal list.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you see it happen.
No one likes that.
No one likes it. And in the end, what you see the fallout from an event where that happens. I mean, it's not intentional. It's not the organization's intention to have this kind of things happen. But in the end, it's going to be a common. It's going to be a common effort, isn't it? With each other. It's a community thing. Yeah.
Can you get extra point? We got a couple of questions. Yeah, it's not in this.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to leave the question of Matt Robson for a little bit. First off, we'll answer Sander Buurman's question. Can you get extra points for checking extra lists? No, you only have to check 1 list, and that's the one you get points for. Extra points. We did discuss that option. We had a lot of feedback to how can we change this mechanic? This was one of the things we were looking at, but the problem is then people with a lot of time could just get a crap ton of points for just checking all the armor lists.
Exactly.
Which is good because it would all be checked, but it would be a little bit askew.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I mean, do we need an incentive to check
basically,
lists? I mean,
let's be fair. If there's an illegal list, you're going to look at us and we're going to be you get to check that list.
It's a shared effort, isn't it?
Yeah,
because I mean, in the end, if everyone checks 1 list,
which is the only thing we're asking. Let's be fair.
So we think it can work, it should work, and it's been done before in other events as well. And there it seems to work quite fine. So we add this. The RTT one was a test. We're going to tweak it and take the feedback into account and try it again. But let's keep working on it as well, because as we have the plans to keep growing with these kind of events, and you can imagine if we have the future, maybe next year we've got maybe in February actually we're gonna for the 2 versus 2.
We might have 160 players.
We're gonna really up the ante because we've got the terrain for the GT. We've got 60 tables, which means theoretically you could go over 200 players, which is insane. But we're going to see how far we can get that. Because last time, what CJ was mentioning in April, we got 114, which is insane. And now, of course, everybody had that experience, and we hope you're going to bring some more friends back as well. So we can imagine if we get 160 lists, for example. If it's going to keep increasing, it's going to keep getting harder and harder to check. All these lists coming in. So in this sense, if we can get the community to just check 1 list already now, then we're set for the future.
And it's something. Growing. It's not like we're not gonna check. Like the main contenders will still be checked. We're not gonna take any chances. But to just have that check up front to prevent any honest mistakes would already be super helpful. I think Metro had a question about taking our tops off. We're drinking quite a bit of beer, but I don't think we're there yet. So maybe stick around. Who knows?
I'm thinking, never mind.
Why not reverse yours and change it to GW's? We're probably going to do exactly that, Metro. We're probably going to, I'm going to work on the rules pack again this weekend to put in all the changes and take out everything that isn't needed anymore because of the FAQs. And I think the CP change is one of the things we're going to take out since, as I mentioned in the rules pack already, if any FAQs basically change the need for this adaptation, we will take it out. And I think with the current FAQ, it's going to be okay for now. So that's something we're really, unless something really weird happens between now and Sunday, that's probably going to change accordingly. Something that would surprise me personally is that you're still allowed to play 9 Demon Princes.
Yeah.
Which is one of the rules we have in our rules pack, which prevents you. We basically state that all Demon Prince data slates, no matter the codex, are maxed at 3. That's something we're going to have to look into. We discussed it briefly after looking at Mikey's awesome salt flood. And noticing this, and we're like, yeah, okay, so we can keep our personal ruling on that, or just let it go and go with
just stay close. Stay close to GW's policies.
Apparently intended change, because they feel quite strongly that it should be allowed.
Amsterdam Battle Brothers,
sure.
You can just copy. Yeah, you can just copy again. I mean, it's already very awesome that you're, organizing one of these training cages events.
Which is, to be quite fair, pretty epic for guys like us, to not be the ones to follow,
but
really to be the ones that are being followed.
It's really cool, and I mean, this is definitely something we want to promote. Also across, at least across the Netherlands, just to have more smaller tournaments going in, and you can have these kind of training cages series, on which perhaps you can win a ticket to the big event. This kind of like a qualifying round.
We're something looking into quite intensely.
Yeah, we've got the question from Leiden as well during the September 8th event from Pim.
Yeah.
Can we do that? And can we also organize an event with the lines open in Leiden? Yeah, of course. No problem. I mean, that's what we try to do, is bring all these things together. So let's go for it. Yeah. But yeah, to go back to that FAQ, like it would be good to go back to stay close to GW's policy, because we don't want to drift too far from what the common line of events is, and unless it's a really drastic thing that we say, okay, this is really like an obvious thing that shouldn't be.
And to be fair, we said it a lot with our previous adaptations. We're ahead of the meta again.
With which one? With the CP nerf.
We were there with the max 3 of a unit.
Well,
we had that at our events, and now the CP nerf, while not exactly the same,
exactly, yeah.
It's actually more rigorous than our personal adaptation. It was a bit on the softer side, I think.
We kept it to the detachment, didn't we?
Yeah, only So we won't go into it anymore, because it will get deleted from history. But we did it first. But we will change that as well. And I think one of the other things mentioned, the fly thing. Yeah, that's something we'll make sure to playtest that, and if we find out during our tournaments and events leading up to it, send Games Workshop an email going like, bruh, what's going on here?
What are we doing?
I mean, personally, I'm not that sad about it. My army doesn't work around fly that much anymore, but there's a lot of Talos players that love it. The guys with the Skyweaver Jet Bike player, the Blood Angel captains that can't heroically intervene over other models.
To be honest, I don't feel really sorry for them.
Yeah, no cares. No. Don't be fair.
Plague Bears don't have flies. So
yeah, but those plague drones though.
They have flies. They don't have flies.
Yeah, but that should be okay. Some other things in the rules pack. During the RTT, we already had a first version of the adapted Maelstrom rule. We changed at the event. We didn't specify that you have to keep the first 18 cards, so numbers 11 to 36. That change will also be included in the GT rules pack, so you're completely free to drop any 9 cards from your Maelstrom deck. Just mention them on your army list. Another thing we included in the RTT rules pack, which is also in GT rules pack, is you don't have to state anything other than your warlord trait in regards to pre-game choices. So things like stratagems, warlord traits, psychic powers.
So you only have to state who your warlord is.
Yeah, that's the only thing you have to state.
Not your warlord trait, but who your warlord is, and you can pick the traits.
Anything else is fine. Can you have double detachments? Yeah, we had a question from Korek about double detachments. Yeah, we're taking away the limitations like we have in the RTT. And you can do, basically, to be frank, you can do pretty much whatever the fuck you want.
Up to,
As long as GW said it was okay, we're okay with it. So grow a beard, and that automatically gives you +1. If that's somewhere in the rules pack.
Well, that's
that was Age.
That's 9th edition.
Age of Sigma.
9th edition. 40K will be if you grow a beard. Now, and the feedback from the discarding 9 Maelstrom cards was pretty good.
Yeah, people liked it.
We also checked if it wasn't too, like it became too easy, like every card you picked, you were able to get, which was not the case. But indeed, the feedback was like, why can we discard like all the cards except for the secure and defend objectives?
Yeah.
So which made sense because still, when you're favoring a mobile army, if you
don't want to sit around.
So that's why we let it go. So we're gonna give that a try and just you can discard any 9. Is it up to 9 or is it doesn't have
up
to be
9?
So it doesn't have to be 9. It can be up to 9.
If you want to keep more of the cards, to have a bit more flexibility, also more randomness, but more flexibility in the cards you might draw, you can keep your entire deck if you want to. It's only if you want to discard them, put it on your army list, and then you have the freedom to discard up to 9 cards.
Yeah.
I'll check the rules book. I believe I put it in like this. If not, I'll change that right now. Yeah. But that's one of the main changes we made. For the guys from Amsterdam Battle Brothers, we'll give you a heads up when we change the rules back. But yeah, that will probably be after this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that's one. I think the most important changes in regards to the big FAQ. The main bombshell is that get your freaking doubles tickets and do it quickly. We sold out the doubles event completely last time at 100 players. We boxed
even
out
more. We ended up more.
And we ended up having to make it a little bit bigger. We'll maybe I think we'll do about 120 tickets at first. So 120 players, so 60 teams. And we'll see how far we can get.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, last time we had
50.
We had 57 teams enrolled. Yeah. So I think we can up those numbers.
Yeah. And we'll just
it's all up to you guys.
Like if we sell out again, like within a week,
show us what you got. Because last time, what was really awesome was that you saw a lot of teams coming in with one tournament player and someone new, which is a 2 versus 2 event is a perfect chance to do this, especially if you have friends in the group or people in the club or you name it. I know one of our guys is thinking about, or maybe already even doing, thinking about to bring his son as well, which is amazing. So, if you have people doubting, like, should I go to a tournament? I don't know, the atmosphere, I don't know, it might be super competitive. Yeah. Bring them for this one, for sure, because they to
be quite fair, I was the main judge at the day as well. I walked around and I heard a lot more laughter than complaining, to be quite frank. Yeah. I mean, there was people pulling out all the stuff, all the shenanigans. The trash talk was amazing. Yeah, it was really good. We saw some epic verbal bitch fighting going on. It was
cool. Again, you got a room full of gamers, and usually 2 versus 2 ones are a little less competitive and just more, more.
You have those weird guys from Amsterdam and Belgium that team up and then try and break the game. That's okay, Mr. Adriani. If you're looking at this, I'm talking about you.
So when shall we put the tickets online?
Should we do it now? Should we just put them on?
We can.
I think we're just gonna put them on after this live show. So for the guys already watching, you have to scoop. You just got rewarded for being one. Yeah, those lucky few.
Yeah, all 3 of you.
Yeah, but there's going to be people watching this. It's going to be okay. But we'll make sure to get those tickets online. And we know you like the event. From the people in the chat now, I'm pretty sure Sander Breeman, I think you already left. Yeah. But there's one of the guys I played a lot of doubles with at another store. One of our main sponsors, Tabletop Kingdoms in Day. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that play doubles. So I think we're just going to pull that trigger. Yeah. And I think for right now, I think we got most of our agenda covered.
I think so. Do we have anything else? Like the Alliance Armory update? Well, like
we got shit. We got our shit.
Get the stuff because it's actually it's the amount of material we have is it's limited still because we're still ramping up. It really depends on the demand. So if we see demand on certain products, and we will also make sure that we've got the stock. We need to make sure that the stock levels up with the demand.
Yeah. So even if it runs out, we have a delivery time of 10 days. Yeah. So if it should run out, we can make more within that time frame. So you'll never have to wait long for your product.
Indeed, and we can combine it. If you're attending the GT in November, you might as well we can just pick it up.
Yeah, and we got some.
The event.
We got some special prototypes in the works, which we'll probably show to you all of you guys on the live streams at the next one.
Yeah.
Together with a lot of train updates at that point as well, which can be extremely supportive.
It can be very supportive.
It's very supportive for all your model.
Like a structural solution.
Structural solution for a mobility issue.
Mobility issue usually.
During events.
Yeah. So what I dislike the most is putting all the models back in the case and taking them out the other table.
Man, all those minutes that you spent perfectly aligning those models again.
Yeah.
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 What
what
if we could do that a lot faster?
Would be good, wouldn't it?
Yes. And for all of you that don't know yet, yeah, you'll figure it out. It's okay.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
So, did we already get the goodies in for November or not? I remember they were shipped, weren't they? But they were not in.
I don't know if they're in yet, but for all you people that love to roll sixes.
Can we show them a preview?
I know. Do we have that?
I do have that somewhere. Hold on.
We'll see if we can find that awesome picture for you.
Yeah, we should be able to. Because it's been a while. We were planning to have them for the RTT with the shipping. I mean, because the order was that big, the shipping took a little longer. But I'm quite sure I've got one here. Just bear with me, guys. I'm gonna get it up. Where is it? It's here somewhere. It is here somewhere.
Sha-la-la-la-la. Yeah.
We got dead air. Fill it up.
Fill it up.
Oh.
Love in you is easy because you're good at falling. Oh, we just lost the last few. God damn it, guys.
Okay, no. I'm just pretending I'm searching long so I can let you sing longer. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
That's spiffy looking though.
I don't know. Let's see if it looks good on the camera.
Turn it.
There you go. Does it focus actually? Does not really, does it? Doesn't get any better. Anyway.
Yeah,
well, you get the idea though.
We'll put a picture up.
It's actually good. It's going to be a little bit vague.
Yeah, it's like
it's
a sneak preview, so that should be okay.
Well, this will be fine. All right,
but guys, I think that's it for now.
We're going to continue building for the tournament next month.
And then we're going to join. We're also going to take a little trip to the guys at Malmo.
Yes.
The Malmo Wargaming weekend, which is the last weekend of October.
Yep.
I believe it's sold out though, but
it is.
We'll give you a lot of updates from that event. You'll see us guys trying to
playing a game.
win some games in a tournament setting.
Not being behind the judges table is a good change.
Yeah, now we get to hassle the judges.
We can get around.
Yeah.
We can get our asses kicked.
Yeah, and drink a lot of, and we'll pretend to be Vikings.
It's expensive though, the beers, isn't it?
Yeah, we're flying, so we'll just buy some booze on the way.
How?
Like tax-free shopping, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, at the airport, we're flying to Copenhagen, so we're taking the train from there. So we got an hour's train ride
to get completely smashed.
And we're at the hotel at the venue. I mean,
so we only have to literally crawl out of our beds and up to a tournament table. Yeah, I think we'll manage.
Yeah.
But if there are no more questions, I think we're gonna call it here.
Is there anyone else still on?
Yeah, I think Mr. Lice joined room. Lice, we're changing the rules back again.
Yeah.
All the FAQ shit is going to be included.
So you can watch that back.
Yeah, just skip. We'll close this so you can look back. You can
look back. Yeah, you can start from the start. So yeah.
If you don't like that, just ask Ruud. You'll probably know. Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else? No, that's it.
I think that's it for now. If there's any last questions, you have about 30 seconds for all the syncing to catch up to our talking. And at that point, so I'm gonna raise my beer. If I see this shot
on the laptop here,
on the laptop there, we're gonna close it.
But before that, thanks everyone.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good weekend, and keep an eye on us. Invite your friends. Get everyone in, and
Yeah. Guys,
Forge that alliance.
It's only epic with you guys there.
Exactly. All right. So until next time, have a good weekend.
Later.